We are joined now by Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh. Thank you so much for joining us. As we just heard there in James's report, Ukraine is facing growing challenges to hold off the larger and better supplied Russian army. What's the administration's biggest concern here?
Well, our biggest concern is that we don't get the supplemental funding that we've requested from Congress. We haven't been able to send military aid assistance to Ukraine since December 27th. And they're in the fight of their lives. I mean, they're continuing to push in the east and in the south, but they need their air defenses, artillery, more ammunition from United States stocks that we were sending almost on a weekly basis to them. And we are very grateful for the contributions that our allies and partners have made all across the world to Ukraine, but they still need U.S. assistance in their fight, and it's critical that they get it at this moment right now.
And we see lately that Ukraine has really been struggling on the battlefields. Can you draw a straight line to us and our lack of support in this moment?
Absolutely. It's because of congressional inaction that you've had to see, unfortunately, Ukraine make the calculation for a strategic withdrawal from Avdiivka because we were not able to get them more ammunition, more artillery, the air defenses that they need. They did have to make that strategic decision to pull back in order to conserve more resources for other fights and to hold other lines, whether it be in the east or in the south. And so absolutely, it's because of congressional inaction that you're seeing some of the consequences play out on the battlefield, which is why we've been very public and in our private conversations with lawmakers that we really urge the House to pass the bipartisan Senate supplemental package that was passed last week so we can continue to flow military aid to Ukraine.
Some of those against further funding for Ukraine have argued that that money is actually needed here in the U.S. If Congress approves the more than $60 billion the administration is requesting for Ukraine, how would you justify that?
Well, they're absolutely right. It is money that actually is coming back to the U.S. It is money that will invigorate our defense industrial base. It is money that will go across states, across this country, that will put people to work making and manufacturing the artillery, the ammunition, the exact air defenses that we're talking about Ukraine needs. We're talking about U.S. jobs being created by this supplemental package. And so when people are talking about, when congressmen are talking about, is this going to benefit the American people? It absolutely is. You're going to see the economy grow because of what's happening in the defense industrial base. And that, because of the products that are produced from the defense industrial base, that is going to have a direct impact on what's happening on the battlefield in Ukraine.
And let's turn now to the security situation in the Red Sea. Houthi rebels, as you know, continue to fire on commercial targets despite U.S. and allied strikes. What's it going to take to resolve the situation there?
Well, it's really a decision that the Houthis have to make. It's their calculation on when they're going to stop these attacks. They're attacking innocent mariners. They're attacking U.S. ships, our vessels in the Red Sea. They just hit a commercial vessel that was carrying grain that was destined for Yemen, for their own citizens, for a starving population. All we can do is continue to urge them to stop these attacks, and if they don't, we will continue to hold them responsible, either with our coalition, our joint strikes, or when you see us do dynamic strikes in a unilateral fashion.
And lastly, just to drastically switch gears here, I want to ask you about Secretary Austin. How's he doing and his recovery going?
Yeah, no, thanks for the question. The secretary has been recovering well. He's back in the building. I was just on a call with him today. It was great to see him through our video screens, but he's doing well. He's happy to be back in the building. There's a lot on his plate that he's thinking about, not only, as you mentioned, the attacks that the Houthis continue to launch in the Red Sea. We're focused on getting the supplemental across, making sure that Ukraine has what it needs. And of course, we have never lost sight of our pacing challenge of the PRC in the Indo-Pacific. And so he's juggling a lot right now, but it's really good to have him back in the office.
I can imagine. Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh, we thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.